Hello, hello. We are back to painting flowers. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11, and he helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. And I was painting a ton of flowers for a while, and I made myself kind of stop, but now I believe I'm back to kind of painting flowers. I'm sure I'll still do some of the other stuff, but I really like painting the flowers. I like painting the flowers. These are going to be kind of more, maybe you can call them muted. I don't know. Oops, I didn't mean to get the gray right there, but that's okay because it's all gonna work out. I'm just adding a little extra noise color here. The board is not exactly straight, nor is the platform that it's on. One day I'm going to figure out, I guess maybe I need two cameras so that I can take the forward and this at the same time and then splice it all together. But I like painting flat. I really haven't painted on like a straight up easel, and so I just paint flat. So I have to try to get used to that. I think I just said like 20 times in a row. So now see there, now once you start saying you cannot stop. It just happens. And I'm trying not to keep saying it, but I'm pretty exhausted. Although, if you've watched any of my other ones, you know that I stay pretty exhausted. Today was a good day, an emotional day, and a hard day, all kind of wrapped into one. See, there's the again. Owen loves going to school, and when his schedule is interrupted by, say, a snowstorm, that just doesn't work for him. He's not too interested in anything that interrupts his routine. So teaching him about the weather and why something happens, that is definitely like a process. It's not something that we just automatically get correct or adjust to. Like, he's not thrilled because he gets to have a snow day. That's not something that he just enjoys or cares about. He's enjoying the snow, but this has interrupted his routine, his school, his stuff, his things. And I don't blame him. I mean, that's what he likes. That's what he wants. So it's trying to teach him how to adapt and be okay with things that don't go the way we want them to. And again, I mean, why would you not want to be where you want to be? He's perfectly valid in his expectations and everything that he's thinking about. It's just the fact that that's not how life works. And I I can tell you, I can totally understand why he wants what he wants, because it's hard for me to understand or to get out of realm some days and to do something completely different. That's hard for me. So I can only imagine how difficult it is for him to kind of think that he's not going to be able to see his favorite people, or do stuff with his, school friends, or just all of the stuff. That's completely hard for him to even grasp or think about. So, he struggled all night because he was very concerned with missing school tomorrow. They had told him before he left that most likely they would not be going to school tomorrow, and they were definitely correct. And he's not going. We are technically under a state of emergency. I don't believe that where we are is really going to get hit as hard as some of the other areas. I think we're going to max out at like 4 inches. I can be wrong. They can be wrong. You know how that goes. But I think that's the general prediction of my area. I'm telling you, the is in full swing. So hopefully he will want to go out in the snow and build a snowman. He told me he wanted to build a skeleton. He loves Halloween and he loves Christmas. So today he's been singing Christmas songs and talking about his Halloween costume, or Halloween choices, I guess. So he wants to. Not quite sure how we could possibly build a skeleton, but we'll have to get creative if that's what he really wants to figure out how to do. I'm all for letting him be creative. He doesn't have the fine motor skills to necessarily pull it off himself per se. Or roll the snow, or try to figure that out. But we'll work on something. We will work on something to try to make it happen. So I'm trying to do different flowers because this is the style that I do mostly, and so I'm trying to kind of flower out, branch out, I was gonna say, but do something that reflects a little more variety, I suppose. I'm not quite sure, but just something a little different. I have a frog in my throat tonight. So, trying for something different. Vive la différence. I probably said that wrong. Owen loves languages, and he still has a hard time, like, in English, saying a lot of things. It just doesn't naturally flow for him, or he doesn't know how to be like a conversation kind of thing. And some words, like when we're in the car, he will tell me if I'm not getting going fast enough, if I'm sitting there and warming up the car, or checking to see the time, or like mileage, or anything, like where we're going, directions. he says to me, room up, like ROOMUP, room up. And I'm not quite sure how that became like a thing for him, like what that means to him, but that's what he says. He says room up. So that's the type of thing that he does. He'll just kind of blurt out stuff that he thinks is making sense, or that's probably not the right way, not the best way to explain, but he thinks is the right terminology, I guess I could say. And yet it's not, like, I can't figure out what, like, maybe room up means get into something or do something, but I'm not quite sure how it works with that. But he's said things like that for years. He called his toes birthday candle, one toe, or one candle, not birthday candles. All of his toes, he would point to them and call them birthday candle. So that as well, I don't really know where that term comes from or why he says it. But he knows so many things. Like, he can speak in foreign languages. It amazes me how much the boy knows. It baffles my brain sometimes. But then there's the other things, like where I said, the room up, that isn't necessarily something that goes with what we're talking about. But he is pretty darn amazing, if I do say so myself. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do just a few little kind of leafy doodles down here. That is the technical term. Leafy doodles. Just so it has a little extra weight down there. And then I'm going to do O for Owen, since he helped me paint the background. And then L. And B. So, and I'm going to do just, when I was painting this with Owen, sometimes I just let him paint all the things, and the edges didn't quite get as dark, maybe, as they should have. Like, it didn't blend through, but it's okay. It'll be okay. That's always my excuse. It'll be okay. And it's, it is what it is. That's another one of those words that get me in trouble sometimes. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles.